Yes. Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for joining our April 16th meeting. We have a packed agenda and I know, excuse me, everyone won't be able to stay on long. So if we just jump right in, Carl, you want to give us an update on the window project?
Sure. I sent around a document that I hope you all been able to take a quick look at least. This is the background document, a kind of concept paper from which text will be excerpted uh, for the panels that we envision for the windows that we're looking for still. So um, that had to be completed so that I could circulate it to a group that we created, a consultative body, to provide we hope, a good housekeeping seal of approval. We're asking this group um, whether the concept makes sense to them, essentially asking for a thumbs up, thumbs down type of response, and to make it easy for them, and also to elicit from them any other comments that they would like to make, if they would like to make further comments on it that would help us improve the product. That invitation went out to a number of people. 5 of them responded affirmatively so far. They are 2 local community organizers, one associated with the Washington Interfaith Network, that's Jamie Butler, another associated with Undesigned Redline, that's Elizabeth Vaden, and then 3 academics, academic policy analyst types. The first one is Amanda Huron, who's a political scientist and more than that, actually interdisciplinary social science person at UDC. Second one is Chris Ash, who's the co-author of Chocolate City. And the third is Richard Kallenberg, who of course is the author of Excluded. So they all agreed to participate. They all have the document. I've given them till the end of the month to reply. And that's the update essentially. And if you have any questions, having read the document, fire away.
Thanks, Carl. It looks pretty dense. I was looking at it just before this, and it looks like it's going to be a really interesting summary to read. So you don't anticipate any problems, do you? Things like, then what would the next step be?
Well, the next step is to, I mean, the whole point of getting a consultative group to pass judgment on it is to raise the chances that when we bring a budget for this to the ANC, they will agree to it, and to increase the chances that a vendor, hopefully CVS, will say yes.
Okay.
Has there been any communication with CBS yet?
Yeah, of course, I'm working with Rachel Mowry, who's the local program person for CCMS. And she has been in touch with the store manager, but of course, the store manager can't make that decision. It has to go probably to corporate headquarters. The way she made it sound is it's not something that anybody close to the action is going to pass judgment on.
Right. And Carl, ideally, when would you like to see this up? When is your time frame? Because I know it also coincides with some other frames you have.
Well, you know from the original presentation that we made that we were hoping, and this was Rachel's suggestion, as a matter of fact, that we try to make it coterminous with Chevy Chase Day, which is, I think, what is it, the 17th or 21st of September?
September, yeah.
So
okay.
we hope to have it. After we get feedback from the consultative group, we're at that point ready to bring it bring it back probably to the ANC with a budget. And then we're just waiting to see whether we can get someone to put it in their windows.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like
The
CBS would be
production
delivered.
process won't take long. I mean, that it has to be, I mean, this is just an intermediate step, right? I mean, this is just the kind of the backstory from which language can be used along with images that we've generated to actually construct the 4 panels. So there's a long way to go, but we're maybe, I don't know, 40% there, something like that.
Bravo.
It's a
Uh,
great group of advisory counselor that you have. That's a fabulous group.
Yeah, I hope I hope it doesn't get lost in their email queue somewhere and they
Mhm.
actually respond as they said they would.
So should we
So
move on to
I've-
the discussion of historic preservation's decision about historic preservation in Chevy Chase?
So wait a minute, are we done with this item? Because I didn't get a chance to talk. Carl,
Okay.
I'm assuming you want some feedback from us on the text. When do you need that by?
Anytime.
Well, what's the, beyond which at some point it won't make a difference, so.
Well, I mean, we're going to, this is just, again, background text. You know, until the editing process actually starts and we move toward the next phase, which is actually putting text excerpts next to images on 4 panels, that won't happen until next month.
Oh, so this isn't the text for the panels themselves.
That's what I've been trying to communicate. Yeah, this is the background. This
Got
is the inspiration for the text that will actually be used. So the text, whatever we use might come out, might be quoted from this, but it might be just used to inspire what actually goes on the panels.
Got it. Okay.
It's just, it's a concept paper that is organized in terms of the panels that we anticipate having.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you for that discussion, Carl. Thank you, Renee and Carl for leading that effort. I guess next on the agenda is any further discussion on historic preservation's decision regarding the historic district in Chevy Chase. But first, I just want to acknowledge Maurice and Libby and everyone else who assisted with the response for us to provide to the ANC. So thank you very much. Let me give you guys all a clap. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen.
I believe, I can't remember, y'all. Days are running by, but I think we did send the letter to the ANC, correct?
Yes, it went out.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
didn't get much of acknowledgement back.
okay.
And I was kind of hoping Ron would be on this meeting so that if he had any, I was thinking maybe he would have any particular insight or updates to add, but if not, you know, we know where things stand. We've sent the letter on behalf of RACE to the ANC. And that's now going to be on record. I don't really know then likely what else we need to have happen, given that the decision has been either made not to move forward or temporarily put aside.
I guess I was just wondering if this is more for the experienced ANC people. Lisa isn't here. I'm wondering if though we should still request that we get put on the ANC agenda just for them to acknowledge our letter. And the reason why I say that is I could foresee maybe some commissioners or maybe even the community disregarding the letter if it's, you know, we just sent an email. So it's not, I guess, visible or public yet. So, and I don't know if we need to, I guess, what are your guys' thoughts about that? I don't know if we need to just present anything or just say, hey, this is the letter, this is the summary in 2 sentences or something. Any thoughts?
I think that sounds good personally to at least on the next meeting, say that we have sent this letter and you have a very brief, like you said, couple sentences overview of what it says. No, I wouldn't
Well,
like read the whole letter, but how about you,
Right.
Maurice?
Yeah, I think we should ask Lisa when we can formally get on the agenda for an update. I mean, she usually gives the RASE committee updates, but maybe we could be there and just say that we're there to, either discuss the letter if they want or answer any questions about it, and just be there for the commissioner. And if she recommends we just say a little summary or anything, that's fine. But I think we should connect with Lisa to see when we could get on the agenda of one of their upcoming meetings.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, we also can mention it during the committee report. Hopefully we'll get one this time. Also, Dr. Hewitt had asked for a copy of it, and we were still in the middle of drafting and I hadn't finalized it yet. So unless there's a reason not to, I would want to send it to her.
Sure, we could certainly send to her our letter. That being said, it won't have been, there will not have been any resolution or anything made from it, from the ANC at this stage. So
Do
that's,
we need to ask Lisa whether or not we can share that letter
Yeah.
with any outside entities? I don't know if it's our prerogative to make it public or send it out beyond just the ANC.
Yeah, I agree. So when we touch base with Lisa about getting on the agenda, we can ask her, when can we share it out? And then Cal, when we get the the green light, you're welcome to share that. But
So
we'll follow up.
when is the next ANC meeting? Because for some reason, it doesn't seem like there's one next Monday.
there's
Uh,
one.
It'll be 5 weeks between meetings.
They had one April 11th. I didn't attend that, but they had one April 8th and April 11th.
Yeah, they did. They
No,
had.
that's not the regular meeting. April 8th was the regular meeting, yeah. So there's
April
not
11th
one.
was a
Is there
special
one,
zoning ANC meeting.
is there one on the 22nd?
I don't think so.
Okay, I wonder about these gaps. Okay, all right.
In May, on the 13th at 6 p.m., I see there's a meeting.
The 13th of,
May.
oh, that's not for another, almost a month. The month from 4 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll circle with Lisa, but hopefully we can actually get a spot that it won't be an issue for the 11th, because I feel
I mean,
even with committee reports, we never really get to do a committee report because the meetings are full with other things, and I can't stay on there at 9 o'clock. I fall asleep, you know.
It seems
Well,
like
now
this
they
would
started.
merit. Sorry, go ahead, Cal.
I was gonna say now they're gonna start at 7 instead of 6. We're likely to meet with Dr. Hewitt before that next ANC meeting, so my guess.
Cal, that's fantastic. I think it's great that we have, been able to keep connected to her. And you did send just before this meeting, I believe, dates, but that was for Joy. Was there also an update on dates for Dr. Hewitt?
Is that where we're at in the agenda?
Well, let's see.
I don't want to jump out of the agenda.
Yeah, that's where we are on the agenda. If nobody else has anything else to say about how to share the letter and, going to getting more information from Lisa about that.
I just if I can add a thought to support the idea that the communication that we sent to the ANC should deserve some airtime in an ANC meeting, and I think it would be terrible if we went through all this trouble to generate something and it was just not acknowledged.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think that our letter does not definitely deserves to be an agenda item in the early part of the meeting, and that we shouldn't reserve it to community topics.
So right after that,
Oh,
Okay.
Maurice, you gotta mute.
Maurice can't hear you.
I didn't hear what he said. Can somebody?
I think it was just he forgot to mute.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Um,
and if we were talking about dates, Cal,
Dates? Okay. So
Oh,
I heard somebody else talking.
Yeah, what's the agenda?
Maurice.
we're on Dr. Hewlett.
So
That was Carl.
let's do Joy first because she has more specific dates. And she has 3 days available this Saturday from 4 to 4:30. And then Monday and Wednesday of next week, she's flexible about the time. It could be in the evening, but it doesn't have to be 7 o'clock. Now, I know, Libby, you said that you and Corinthe have something on Monday and Wednesday. Does that preclude the
Can't do
entire
Saturday
evening?
either. Yeah,
I think it might be better to give everybody at least a week. We'd probably get more participation, and Renee wrote that she would really like us to seek a date where we could get more
everyone can fit.
participation.
Okay,
So-
well,
Yeah.
we'll have to be she's traveling from the 26th through the 4th. So it would have to
Can
be.
we meet after the 4th?
You can meet after the 4th. Originally, I said to her, the difficulty there is that if we're trying to do synergy, they will be well along in the program. Although it is going through, I think she said June,
July, I thought.
July,
Okay.
either June or July. So I guess we can still do some synergistic planning with her. And so if we can aim for the week of the 5th. So why don't we come up with some dates for the week of the 5th and the week of the 12th?
And what's the goal of, what's your goal with her meeting with us? Is it just for her to explain the exhibit, or do you have some other things in mind?
I do. I mean, if we just need something to explain it, we can have any of the organizers, as Libby suggested, come and speak with us. But I figure we also have projects of our own, like the Windows project and so forth. If we can kind of tie those, maybe tie those things synergistically, I think it would be better to have Joy on the call.
Agree that, and one of our objectives was to build partnerships. And I can't think of a better organization. I don't know if you've seen the exhibit yet, but Carl and I were there the opening night, and it was just so fantastic. The acknowledgement of all the different groups that participated in putting this together, and then the sponsors, and of course, the group from New York whose role is to do the design function of this, as well as educating the community. And he took folks through who wanted to stay for that through the actual exhibit. The actual exhibit isn't huge, like physically, it's just super dense. And I'm just so thrilled that this is happening. And I think it's like, I would love to see this as the type of event that everybody in Northwest DC gets curious about and wants to see, kind of like a be there or be square if you haven't seen this exhibit kind of thing.
So Libby, I want to follow on with that. I was thinking maybe we should come up with a date, maybe the end of April. I know you and Carl have been already, but maybe we can go as a group and invite the community to come with us. Just kind of like a little event, meet us there on this date to review it, put a little blurb about what it is, and we can go and
Such a great idea. Love it.
Hey,
And I'll
I gotta
spread it
drop
to you.
everyone. This is Maurice. I
Yeah.
apologize for not being on mute earlier. Bye.
No problem. Bye-bye. Okay. So I'll look into kind of seeing a day when everyone can attend, then we can pub it, and then I'll also share with some of, my little network of people across the city to see if they can come out. Or if they'll just make them aware of it to go see it at their own leisure. Okay.
Well,
And
can
then,
we talk about promoting it to, like, when you say your little group, are you talking about?
oh, just like my personal friends, like my sorority.
Well, if
When you said you want everyone in Northwest or DC in general to know about it, I was just gonna share with them about it. So I don't know if you all want to tell your friends about it to go see it. There are two separate things, Libby. I wasn't trying to combine them.
so you're not talking, like, the thing you're saying to do it on behalf of race, you're saying that
Yeah,
would,
that's one thing. Yep. Like RASE, we invite the community in our ANC. That could also be something. Well, dang, I guess the next ANC meeting isn't until the 13th. But I don't know if you guys want to try and do it before the 13th, or maybe we should do it after the 13th to have maybe after, so we can announce it at the ANC meeting in addition to our report to have people come.
it might be nice to meet with Joy first.
Okay.
Before we reach out to the greater community, and
Okay.
what do you guys think in terms of outreach? How should we invite people on behalf of race? Should we use the listserv? Should we just talk like what?
To be, we're gonna promote it every week in our weekly bulletin of the different programs that are offered, the evening programs, and we have a private tour on May 15th at 10:30 a.m. I know that's not convenient for a lot of people, but for our board and our diversity and inclusion working group. And then we wanna promote it in more active ways within the village, but that's what we're doing.
Then
Super.
Carl, you have a walking tour in that first weekend of May, don't you?
Yeah, if you, it's a different subject, but you should sign up if you want, because the spaces are filling up.
What's the date?
The 4th,
4th, yeah, okay. So
Saturday.
it sounds like the week of the 5th, 6th, whatever it is the week we should try to meet with Joy.
So you said Carl, try to meet with her the week of May 5th.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And Marilee, your visit is on May 15th with Neighbor Northwest
Right,
Village.
we have a private tour set up with Bill Jensen, who's doing them with the village.
He's
Mhm.
been he apparently would do a private visit for,
Yeah,
Yes, I was just on the website and it said just to email him.
yeah, and he
Okay.
responded right away. We got the date. He offered several dates. The ones that worked for us was May 15th.
who
he
is
told
it?
me he would do
We're
it for our
talking-
kids' school. And
Yeah.
age appropriate way to scale it to kids and find the proper people there
Yes.
to so I was thinking, it would be great if we could write to parents, have them attend, their kids would maybe do a circle time to learn about things as well. Anyway. Again, though, what is the idea? How would we promote this on behalf of race to get a group together?
Maybe we can have a sign up, so people who want to do it with us, when we contact Bill for the private tour, have a sign up. It'll also be communicated through the ANC regular meetings. Maybe we can ask the ANC to put it on our website if they want to sign up there. And then through the listserv and the Facebook and the Nextdoor. And maybe ask the commissioners also to email it out to, their groups. Like, I know I get some emails from my commissioner. I know the other commissioners send out emails. So request for them to include it, and hopefully all of them will be supportive. And also maybe ask Jerry Mallett's on his, but we'll have to get that in motion before May because his come out at the beginning of the month. So I think all those avenues are good, but definitely all the ANC commissioners should send out the list and sign up to all of them. So hopefully we won't have any pushback with that.
Can I suggest a possible alternative
Yes.
approach? Just this the exhibit is accessible, extremely accessible during all the opening hours of the library. So you just go in the front door and it's there. So we don't have to make it too formal. We
Yeah.
we could handle this the way we handled our meetup at on the avenue, right? Our what do you call it? Happy hour.
Community
and-
gathering.
Yeah, and just tell people we'll be there. If you want to join us, join us.
Mhm.
Okay,
And that'll save us a lot of trouble.
Chrissy,
Yeah.
when you were first talking about it, that's kind of what I thought you had in mind. Was more in the spirit of what Carl just described. And
Yeah.
so I was immediately thinking like, okay, where is there next across the street from the library, where's a place where people can meet for a drink and then walk across the street together? That
the
might,
reason why I was suggesting the sign up, because I don't know if it's like Bill only could do like 10 people or that's all. But I guess I guess I shouldn't expect a lot of people would come without a sign up. So that's all. We could go with what you suggest, Carl. That works.
Pardon?
I mean, the fact that we're going to be there is, neither here nor there because we didn't do the show.
right.
We're just saying, we're just pointing to it and say, we want to see it, and if you want to see it with us, come and be with us. Do we need to offer something else, like if we can get Joy, for instance, to be present, or Elizabeth Vaden, or somebody that has been working on this centrally, when I was there, the first thing that happened when I came in the door is Elizabeth grabbed me and said, I'm going to give you a VIP tour of the exhibit, right? So that felt nice. I mean, just something to make it a little bit special.
The idea of having Joy take us around would be really nice if that's a connection that we make, through this group.
Yeah.
Whether or not if she's available. I agree that it's nice to have somebody who walks you through it because it is so dense, and that person can like highlight certain things that kind of guide you through.
But one of the beauties of the exhibit is that it's, you could, like Carl said, whenever the library's open, you can walk in the front door and be there. So it provides a lot of flexibility for people. I think getting the word out about it is very important, and maybe little tidbits about it to entice people.
So then what are we saying in terms of getting the word out? Are we saying we do a kind of another announcement like we did for the community gathering where we met at the Avenue? And this time we say, RACE is hosting a community gathering to see the red line together, and whoever wants to have a drink afterwards, that kind of thing.
That could be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Across
drink-
the street, there's a
Yeah,
pub.
yeah.
There's a pub across the street. There's
Yes, I think that's the messaging, but I guess my point is I would like the commissioners to send it out to all of their community people because, one of the things we talk about we're supposed to do is education. And I feel like this is another way to push that education piece without us having to actually educate them ourselves,
Mhm.
So, that's why I think having all the ANC commissioners send it out, let them know, like you said, Carl, we'll be there, come meet us, XYZ, and get a drink, like Libby said, if you guys would like to indulge. So yeah, but I do think having the commissioners send out the information when we pick a day, saying it at the next ANC meeting when we are able to give a report, and the listserv and the Chevy Chase Chatter Facebook and the next door.
okay. Would you like me to put together a little blurb?
Oh yeah, I love that. Less stuff for me to do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you like.
And then we can touch base and send it to the commissioners and have.
Oh, and Jerry. But I guess we probably, do you want me to do a doodle to see what day
Yeah, that would be great.
all of us can be there? Let me close my workbook.
Well, when are we talking? What's the time frame we're talking about?
After meeting with Joy, so like after May 13th, because I think that's the next ANC, right?
Got it. So can we figure out what dates we can meet with Joy first before we get to talking about scheduling the larger thing?
Sure. Are you gonna send a doodle out to us? I don't think we could do the date right now. We don't have
Well, I don't, can we,
everyone here.
I just doodle, trying to think of this.
Whatever works easiest for you, Cal.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'll send something out. Usually I find out when she's available and then I'll send out just like an email with the dates, because it's only gonna be, we're talking about just 1 week between the time she gets back and the time the ANC meets. So we want to meet her in that week, right? That's what everybody is saying. And
Yeah,
I'll-
but we need to do a doodle poll probably to see who from our group is available on the night that she's available.
We have to find out when she's available first,
Okay.
right? And then well, I wouldn't do it if she's saying there's only these 2 nights, then I'll just send an email out. We don't need to do a doodle. It's over engineering. If it's 2 or 3 days. Okay. All right. So are there any dates that we don't want to consider for that week?
The week of May 6th.
Yeah.
I'm open.
I'm not free on the 9th.
The 9th, that's Thursday.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not free on the 7th, but we're probably not gonna get all of us, so,
Okay.
Oh, but it would be great if you could be there, Marilee.
yeah, I'd like to.
So we're looking at possibly the Monday, the 6th.
And
Or-
Wednesday the 8th.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, Monday the 6th, I'm out. I've got this meeting.
Well, I could probably get an answer from her before we get off this call.
Yeah.
Tied up, Carl, you're tied up on the 8th or the 6th?
Well,
In the evening, yeah, I've got to run a meeting that night.
okay. And Marilee, you tied up the entire evening of the 7th?
Yeah,
Okay. And you're tied up the entire evening of the 9th, Corinthia?
Yep.
Okay, so we're looking at the 8th, really. And
So
she could do it over the weekend. She could do it on Sunday, the 5th, probably.
I can't do Sunday. I
And
think Sundays
Friday,
are tough for people.
Friday, the 10th or whatever that is. Saturday, the 11th.
How about y'all do the, well, never,
Let me find out when she's available first, because it might be there's only one compatible day. But let's find out what happens.
you
Okay.
said she's traveling to the what day? Until,
Traveling, she's traveling through the 4th.
Okay.
I mean, she also has this Thursday open. I'm sorry, not this Thursday, next Thursday, the 25th. But that's one of the what do you call it? Undesigning events is happening on that night at the Cleveland Park Library, the Reno community. I wanted to go to that, but I don't have to. She said she didn't want to take people away from that, but as far as I know, I'm the only one going. So I would sacrifice that if we wanted to meet on April 25th.
I could do the 25th. I mean, it might be better to meet earlier than later if people are available that night. How are you guys for the 25th Thursday?
I can't the 25th, and I really don't want to miss that Fort Reno
Okay.
one, but
Okay. Maybe we can go together, Marilyn.
yeah,
Okay.
So we're looking at May the 8th.
May the 8th.
yeah.
And would we consider Friday or Saturday, the 10th or 11th?
Anybody do Friday morning? No, I can't do Friday. No.
No, it would be late afternoon or evening. And we're talking about a half an hour here, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. It's not a full call.
I would defer to Corinthia because she has childcare in the afternoon and depend on that for me. Corinthia?
What'd you say, Libby?
I was saying if we were, Cal was recommending maybe a 30-minute meeting on the afternoon of Friday the 3rd, if we can't do the
Oh,
8th.
no, Friday the 10th.
Oh. So what I said is, you have childcare on Fridays, picking up, Cairo, so I would defer to whatever you can do.
And I also said Saturday afternoon, the 11th.
I doubt I can, Saturday weekends are not good
Okay.
for me.
Do
All right,
Saturday.
all right. Well, let me see when she's available first. We can do this over email since only half of us is here anyway.
How about you do ask her availability the week of the 5th and the week of the 12th?
Well, we wanted to do it before the ANC meeting, I thought. Isn't that what you all decided?
I
Yeah,
don't
we-
think I said that.
If you don't want to do that, then we can carry it out for that week as well.
Why would we? I don't remember saying do it before the 12th. If we meet with her before the before the ANC, would we just say, never mind.
Well, I guess we might have a little bit more specifics about
About what?
whether or not she can help us, whether or not she can take us through the visit.
Well, I can
But
ask
But
her
you
about,
wouldn't be the person that would do that. Bill is on the email, or you guys want her to take us on the visit. I think you could probably email her that outside of meeting.
well, I was thinking, since I'm already communicating with her about meeting with us, that I could also mention that we're talking about doing this. If one of you wants to write up a 1 or 2 sentence thing that I can include, then, and I can find out her availability for after the ANC meeting, like the next week or two after that, to find out when that might be available for her, or we could have another organizer for that one.
Write up a sentence, 1 or 2 about what?
About the event that we're planning. The
So
thing we're planning.
I'm writing a blurb about the community gathering.
Mhm.
And why don't I tie that in? I'll send you something.
Great. I just need a sentence or two to tell her what we're scheming. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I think I know what to do now. So look for an email in a couple of days about this thing. So now to Dr. Hewitt. The Dr. Hewitt she's out this week, but I think she's back next week and the week after, so we could meet with her sooner. And when they've asked us to propose some evening dates that work for us, because she proposed daytime dates, and I said, I don't think all our members could come in that case, because some of them do work and have other obligations during the day. So she said, just send some evening dates for us to consider, and she'll get back to us. So next week and the week after, when do you want to consider?
Was she open all next week?
We don't know anything about her openness. We just know that they're asking us to provide some dates, some possible dates.
Well, I know Corinthia, Marilee and I are going to be at a meet and greet that Marilee's hosting for Lisa.
Yeah.
When's that?
That's Wednesday. We're tied up that night. I can't do Monday. I would be able to do the 23rd, or that's it, because we also have the Fort Reno Undesign the Red Line visit on the 25th for,
Right.
people who are going. So how does
Did I miss this 25th event? Is this something separate, or I
It's one of the Undesigning the Redlining events that's happening at the Cleveland
Oh.
Public Library about the.
what time is it?
It's 6:30 to 7:30.
Oh, yeah, I probably won't go.
Yeah, and I just realized I'm coming from Sibley, so I'll probably get there on my own, but I would love to ride back with somebody.
Does anybody know, how does your schedule look, everybody, for the 23rd Tuesday?
I can do that.
I'm open.
Could work for me, you know.
Cool.
This
That's
with
fine.
Dr. Hewlett.
Yeah, that's one date. So what about the following week?
Cal, I still think you gotta send this out because it's on.
I
we're
know,
missing Maurice,
I
Maria, Renee,
I
Lisa.
know. I just want to get a starting place. Because if
Okay.
we have 4 of us that can't make it, there's no point in including a date.
Right now, we
Okay.
have all 4 of us that could make it on the 23rd of April, Tuesday. So
5
we
of
need to see if the others can, but especially if Dr. Hewitt could.
5 of us can make it, right? On the 23rd.
Oh, there's 5 of us, yeah.
And what about the following week?
I could do the first or second.
That's Wednesday and Thursday. So the second is out for me. Wow, really out. Um, I
I
would
think I'm open that whole week.
go ahead. Go ahead, Cynthia. Or Libby, whoever was
That
talking.
was Libby.
Okay.
I was just saying, I think I'm open that week.
Carl, Marilee, Cynthia.
Yeah, I'm pretty open that week.
Who said they could only do Wednesday or Thursday?
No, I said I could also do Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh. So I can't do Thursday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are okay.
No, wait,
So that means you're gonna check for April 23rd, and then the following week, the week of the 29th through May 3rd, you're gonna check on the days except for the ones you can't do. Cal.
Right, so everybody else, so we're gonna do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week. Right?
no, I can only do Wednesday or Thursday, but if Thursday's not good for anybody else.
No, it's not good for me. It's,
Okay.
There's a transportation committee meeting that night.
So we're looking at another Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Tuesday, the 23rd and Wednesday, the 1st.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Hopefully one of those 2 days will work for her, but I'll put it out to the committee first and try to get an answer before I write to her assistant.
Thank you.
All right, I think we're done with that finally. But we created a whole new event while we were doing this, so.
True. All right. So the next thing we've got is the update on the Ivy City situation. And did you guys get a chance to check to see the article in the Washington Post? Peter Lynch sent out an email. I think it was great to see that article because I hadn't seen it and it's very recent. And it puts this back on the radar because apparently the reason why the ANC had not finished the letter, there were some modifications they wanted to make to the letter, and therefore it kind of got put aside and not sent out. It's because they found out that the man who owns NEP, the engineering firm that is polluting and is responsible for the foul smelling odor, etc. Apparently he lives in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and the ANC said it would be good to include him in the list of recipients of the letter because they want to send it to the they want to send it to the Maryland Assembly, the House, because the gentleman who owns NEP lives in Maryland. That's the understanding I had. So they just need to follow through on it, and apparently I think it's moving again. That's the update I have.
Good.
Thank you, Libby.
Did you all read the 2 emails that he wrote to us that I passed through today?
Yeah. Hey, Cal, you're gonna have to tell me again. Like when Peter sent his email,
Yeah,
again, it's this whole question of a message was sent to the group that needs to be approved.
All you have to do is reply to that notification without changing anything and hit send.
Just reply and hit send.
You don't change a thing, and then the message goes through instantly to the group.
Yeah, okay. And then we have the Rock Creek Park equity issue. Do we have anything else, guys, on the Ivy City?
No.
Okay. Corinthia reminded me that a letter was sent out by, I think his name was Eric Sterling, about making Rock Creek Park more equitable. And Marilee, you were one of the people who was interested in working on this. I think I am. Literally, what I'm going to do is get in my car and drive around, because I know very well the lay of the land of Rock Creek Park as far as you enter from the end of my street and this side of the park. But I am not aware of particular paths aside from like the Carter Barron area.
There are several.
There's a lot, there's miles of it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of paths, you know, but a lot of driving paths.
Yeah,
And
there are two trails that go up to around Shepherd Park, upper 16th Street. So one of them is the Holly Trail.
okay.
It's where the bend in the river is. So the river bends to the east, and it gets close to 16th Street at that point. And there's a trail that comes down from there. There's a bus stop right near there. One of the 16th Street buses, I can't remember which one it is,
Okay.
stops there. So there's a trail there, and there's another one as well, not that far from there. So there are a couple of entrances.
The other one's called the Pine Trail. We saw them both when you and I did that long hike.
Yeah, and down Grub Road, even further up north, right, toward the top of the park, there's another entrance, but
Well,
you
Cal,
know,
because you seem to know really well this part of, hold on, I gotta turn the light on.
walk there a lot.
She stopped in the middle of a question.
Sorry, I had to turn the light on. I was sitting there in the dark. Carl, because you seem to know these trails pretty well. What's your feeling about the park?
Well,
Before you, can I just make a comment that I think when you get south of Military Road, too far south, it gets more and more inaccessible. There were trails, multiple trails that went up to like Crestwood and, you know, and around Shepherd and Upshur streets and things like that. I have a sense from the email that whatever his name sent out, that those trails have not been maintained, that they're overgrown, that they're hard to find from the eastern end to enter the park. Is that your sense of it, Carl?
I've heard, I haven't walked this trail, but apparently there's been some renovation of the Piney Branch area. And so I'd like to actually go up there and take a look, but it's my sense, somehow my memory, that some work has been done. NPS has been, you know, working on the trail, but I don't know for sure. But generally, I think you're right. The further south you go, the more inhospitable it gets.
Okay, I mean, I just know that on our end, we have little signs that talk about the various species you're gonna encounter. There are benches. I know that the trails are maintained because I see clumps of weeds that have been pulled out by either volunteers or staff. The horses that are really just down the street from me, the stables are no longer keeping the horses, the city police. Apparently they've moved them to Capitol Hill, which is kind of too bad. There used to be stables just down the street that don't have anything to do with the Rock Creek Park stables.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to those horses.
Yeah. My kids used to always give them carrots.
Yeah, what a shame.
And we took, remember Cairo, Corinthia, we took Cairo.
Yep.
So I think it's definitely worth looking at, making a comparison, like an objective comparison.
Yeah, the Rock Creek Conservancy actually had a program that bore to some degree on this issue about, I don't know, it must have been 2 months ago now. So I would get in touch with them. They invited the Rock Creek superintendent and also the person that wrote the latest administrative history of Rock Creek Park to talk about a whole variety of issues. And in the Q&A, that's one of the questions that came up. So Rock Creek Conservancy is certainly aware of this. The other thing that comes to mind, of course, is that Delegate Holmes Norton has a periodic meeting on Rock Creek Park. And I know the issue has been raised in her gatherings as well.
Okay, so you say we should look for the name of the person who is overseeing the Rock Creek Conservancy for next steps.
It's Tony Richardson.
Jeannie Braha is her name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tony
but
Richardson, oh yeah, he's with the Carter Barron theater thing. But I saw a program once about how the far southeast, the creek is just a mess. It's got cars dumped there, and it's, talk about inequity, my gosh. We have this beautiful place and it's a dump there. That it's a huge issue.
Marilla, you're talking about Rock Creek in what part of DC?
I mean, I don't know that area in Anacostia.
Okay. I thought that I love the idea of talking about the entire city of Rock Creek. But I thought initially we were just talking about like this area, Ward 4 versus the other side of Rock Creek. But is that everybody's understanding, or were we talking about the whole city?
Well, Rock Creek is Rock Creek and Anacostia is Anacostia. They're two different things. I actually had some indirect experience with the Anacostia Park development as well, because my daughter was a volunteer with the Student Conservation Association, and they had her at work there for a couple of years. So became intimately involved with it. There may be some difficult areas still, but compared to what it was before, believe me, it's gotten a lot better.
How far east does the park go? It just goes down, it's just a north-south thing?
Rock Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right along Rock Creek until
Right.
basically it's just the creek itself, and it dumps into the Potomac just west of the Watergate.
Right.
Near Thompson's Boathouse.
Yeah, it's actually, we up here have the widest, it's 1 mile wide up where we are. And here I said I was going to do this, but this is a 1968 map from when I was a kid, where actually you can't see it, but I drew in all the foot trails I could find. And you can see there on the east side of the creek, there's almost nothing as you get down here. This is like Military Road, I think. I can't see from where I am. And most of the access on the west side, from the west side to Beach Drive. So yeah, and it tapers down. Then there's the little bulbs. There's the zoo, that little white thing, and then it just empties out after that into a narrow strip that runs along Rock Creek Parkway where the bike trail is jogging.
How did you get that map? I'm sure we can find a good map like that, but it's very helpful to see a map that's not too detailed, but like that.
Well, it's hard to find a map that has accurate foot trails, because when I did it, when I was a kid, I went to the national park headquarters over there just south of Military on Beach. Nobody had any idea about these trails. There was a whole numbered system, 1 through 5, and nobody knew anything about it. It must have been created in the 20s and abandoned in the 40s or something like that. So I did my best to try to reconstruct as much as I could on this map. This map is from when I was like 12 years old.
Hey guys, it's 8 o'clock and I'm gonna drop off.
Okay,
Anything else?
Thank you.
drop in on the rest of the forum. I'm gonna get off too because we need to catch the end of the forum.
Yeah, so we can use the link you sent?
Yes, I think we can. I hope they'll still let us in. I was
This is-
irate because it took us so long to get that link, but
Is this the council's candidate thing?
yeah, this is the Ward 4, it's put on by Ward 4 Democrats, and it's if there are 3 candidates who are speaking tonight. And it
Okay.
started roughly at around 7. By
Okay.
the time they got everything going audio visual wise. But back to just the question of the equity park issue. I'm gonna look for there must be updated maps of foot trails. And I just know that during COVID, walking in Rock Creek is what saved me. And I so often thought about, people who might not have access to green spaces readily at that time. And I really thought a lot about that. So I do think this is really an important issue.
Yeah, to reiterate, I think the best address is the Conservancy, because they've been tracking this and they're obviously very interested in it. They have a racial justice dimension to them. They're monitoring that as well. So we actually, as RASE, have counterpart there because they have a program on race in the park. And my guess is that most of the issue is in the adjoining neighborhoods of Adams Morgan and in the neighborhood, I guess Columbia Heights, just north of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where and maybe Petworth.
Is Rock Creek Conservancy part of the DC government?
No, it's an NGO.
NGO?
Yeah.
And what was the name of the person who's in charge?
Jeannie Braha, Braha.
Jamie?
Jeannie.
Jeannie.
Yeah. If you just go to Rock Creek Park Conservancy, you'll come right up.
Okay.
And I think Tony Richardson is that racial and social justice guy.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's his name. Yeah.
Super.
He was on paternity leave last time I knew.
Oh, neat.
But he may be back by now. I don't
Yeah, okay.
know.
Okay.
He did a program for us. It's great, yeah. The village. Yeah, we gotta get on this forum.
Yeah, we gotta get on the forum while we can, guys.
Okay.
If you want me to send a follow-up just of what we said we would do, I can do that afterwards.
Sure. Send it,
Okay.
yeah.
You mean like action items for us to?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like the things that I recall we discussed. I mean,
definitely
I'm always
use
like,
it.
you
I
gotta
did-
tell me what else is,
Yeah, I didn't remember all the dates we set up for
okay.
Joy.
I did a lot of scribbling, so hopefully I can decipher it and
Good.
follow up
Okay.
tomorrow.
All right,
Hey,
go forth, Ward 4, folks.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Good
Yeah.
night,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Good night.
Tristan?